Hello everybody. I hope you can all get in the room today. Hello everybody. Oh, let me stop my verbling room echoing back at me. There you go. So, hello Gabrielle, Furkan, Yusuf, Juliet. I haven't seen you before. I don't remember speaking to you. Hope we can have a word or two. If you can come in and speak to us today, that would be nice. And don't worry if you don't know anything about this game. This is a speaking class, really, where we can ask questions about it and we can learn. Chess, yeah, that would be good fun to meet somebody who doesn't know the game at all. That would be great. And then I would ask some of you who do know the game to explain it. So perhaps Furkan, he's a great player. Furkan, Yusuf, they've been here a while now, and they can teach you all if you don't know anything about the game. So, Gabrielle, I'll go in a minute. You'll come in a minute, maybe, or you'll go in a minute. Well, I hope to see you. That would be good. Now, I don't have anybody here at the moment, and I have the board ready, and we can start playing. If anybody doesn't know anything about chess, then just come in, and we will have a chat and get you started. It's quite an easy game in a sense. Although people sometimes say it's very complicated, it's not so complicated. You can learn chess in maybe 1 or 2 days, but to master it, it might take a lifetime. Mastering chess is quite another proposition. It's another kettle of fish. It's really quite difficult to become very good, but the good news is that you can get quite good quite quickly. I say it's the law of diminishing returns. Does anybody know what I mean if I say the law of diminishing returns? Because this applies not just to chess, almost anything you learn. Furkan, do you know what I mean if I say the law of diminishing returns? There's a kind of natural law. There are some different natural laws, but one is called the law of diminishing returns. What's that speaking about?
Yeah, not sure. My name is Nut. Nut like a peanut.
Nut?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you very well, but your camera's a little bit up, high, but yes. And where are you from?
I'm from Thailand, Bangkok, Thailand.
Oh, now, is it true that in Thailand there is another game, a kind of chess, which is not the same as Chinese chess or Japanese chess or international chess? They have their own game there.
Yes, we play a lot of mark horse. I don't know what you know it.
So, yeah, do you play these games?
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't know what is said.
Yeah.
Play
Anyway,
sometime.
Let me look at this. This just popped up just now. It just popped up. The law of diminishing returns. It came into my head. I wasn't planning it. It just came into my head. What does it mean? If I was referring to learning chess, and it also applies to learning English, learning almost anything really. Diminishing returns. What is diminishing and what is returns?
Decreasing. It's become smaller.
Yeah, diminishing means it gets less and less, and returns. Not hi there. Yes, I thought you'd gone for a minute, Nut, but I see you've changed. Well, you're still there. So Furkan says.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi there, Yusuf. We'll get started in a moment, but we're looking at this expression, the law of diminishing returns. Now, trying to figure out what it means exactly. I said that if you learn chess at first you seem to learn a lot and get better and improve, but later maybe not. So what does it mean, the law of diminishing returns? Diminishing gets less, returns, what's that part, Furkan?
Turn back.
Something that comes back to you is, for example, could you use the word return to speak about something that will come back to you?
Yeah.
Maybe in finance you could say the returns on his investment.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. May I say I'm going to return to my class?
Yeah, that's just go back to class, isn't it? Return to class, go back
It's
to
like
class.
come back.
Yeah, but returns can be some things which come back to you, like money, for example. If you make an investment,
Okay.
you could have a good return on your investment. Later, it could come back. So,
Is it possible also if I lend money to someone and I ask the person, can you return my money?
yeah, but can you give me it back? Can you return my money? Yeah, so that's another way to use it. So sometimes we use it as a kind of noun. Returns, the returns. And sometimes it's a verb. So return my money, give it back, return it. That's a verb. But the law of diminishing returns says you get less and less back. But so we know it's speaking about getting less and less back. But what is this idea of getting less and less back when you learn something?
Maybe at first you learn a lot of things, but after days and days, just a few things you will learn.
Yeah, that's right. So think about somebody who is at the top of their field. Can you name anybody who's right at the top in their field?
Bobby Fischer.
Bobby Fischer was a chess player once. He was if you're thinking of him, but maybe an athlete today. That can anybody think of the name of a top athlete today?
Usain Bolt.
What does he do?
Sprinter.
Sprinter, and he's at the top of his field. He's the top athlete right now. But do you think that he finds it easy to improve day by day?
No, it will harder and harder every day.
Yeah, so for people at the top, they have to get up in the morning, they have to get out their training, they have to work there. They have to work very hard.
Like a training.
Yeah, and they don't get much back. They just tread water. What is treading water?
Treading water.
If you're treading water, what are you doing?
It's like a straying hard.
You're just staying afloat. You're just keeping yourself afloat. You're in the sea or the swimming pool, and you're just keeping up, keeping on the top, and you're not moving anywhere. You're just keeping level. So when you first start, does anybody remember when they first started learning English? No, not too easy to remember that.
Probably is when you're in a pool and you are like floating.
Yeah, and you're just kicking your legs. You're just floating in a pool, treading water. It's just staying where you are, not really trying to go anywhere, just keeping up.
Yeah, you're
So
trying.
it's probably like you are like a beginner, probably.
Yeah, that's right. And so, but we see that when you start something new, you can really improve at first. You can get good quickly. But getting to be the best in the world or something is very difficult. And when you are second best in the world or third best, you work very hard every day just to stay level. So, who is new to the game?
Me.
I am.
Me too.
First thing we need to know is the names of all the pieces. So, Philippe, do you know all of the names of the pieces?
No, I don't.
No? Gabrielle, do you know all the names of the pieces in chess?
In English, I don't know them.
Try them. Let's say what you think they are, and we'll see if they're
Okay.
the right words. So just try and describe them and say the words.
Okay, probably there's a castle.
By the way, notice you can actually refer to squares in chess using coordinates. So can you see the numbers and the letters?
Okay.
Yes.
Probably.
You could say, for example, on one of the squares, maybe, which piece do you think it is on H8? H8, which piece?
H8. Okay, I guess it's a castle.
Well, it's very close. Very close because it is a castle, but actually that word is not the real correct word. The correct word is something else. Does anybody know?
Tower.
Rook. It's not a tower, it's a rook. Rook.
Oh, rook, yeah.
Yeah, so actually castle is another word. So two of them have maybe informal words that children might use. But like a horse is also not correct. So on G8, do you know the proper word for this one?
For which one?
The one on G8.
Horse?
It's not a horse actually, it's a knight. A knight.
You're right.
And it's with a K. You know, a knight on shining armour. A knight in shining armour. A knight. And what about the next? Let's go to C1. Can you say what's on C1?
Bishop.
That's a bishop. Okay, so moving along. The next one is. We've got bishop.
The
and then we've got the queen.
King.
King. And the little foot soldiers in front on the second rank. So we have rank and file. Rank and file. The ranks are horizontal. And the files are which way? So I have a rank. The second rank is full of pawns, and they are horizontal. The ranks. Files are vertical. So what are those pawns? Pawns, yes, P-A-W-N. So now I need somebody who knows all the moves. Maybe Falcon should be the one we test, really.
Can I?
Yeah. Who said?
Can I?
Oh yeah. Okay, that would be better actually. Yusuf, yeah. Okay, I'll let you butt in. I'll let you have a go. So you try and explain how they move.
Oh, all of them?
Well,
Just the pawn.
now for the first move, actually, only two kinds of pieces can move, can't they? For the
Yeah.
why is that?
The first move you can only move the pawns or the knight.
Yeah, the knights can jump, and the pawns.
Yeah, because the knight can jump.
But all of the others can't move because they are stuck. They're blocked. They can't move. So the rook can't move. The knight can move. So knights can jump. How do you move a knight, Yusuf? Can you explain that? It's really hard, isn't it, to explain that knight move? Can you try?
Yeah, I'll try. It is two steps forward, then one step left or right.
It's like an L.
It is like a kind of L shape, yes. And they can jump. And most pieces in chess capture by occupying the square like this. So you jump on top of something. Pawns move forward. Tell me about the pawn moves, Yusuf. How do pawns move?
The pawns it just move one step or two steps forward.
Okay, so if I'm in one step or two steps forward, first white and then black. So now, can I move my e pawn two squares forward?
No, only in the beginning you can move it two steps. But
So on the first move, they can move two steps or two squares forward, but after that, only one. And how do they move when they capture?
I forget the name. How to say that? That direction. I forget.
The direction of a bishop, maybe. So a bishop,
Diagonal.
they move on the diagonal. So pawns capture
Diagonal. Yeah.
diagonally, like this. So let's get another pawn capture done. The pawn moves here. Diagonal capture. D4 pawn takes. That's diagonal capturing. Pawn moves into an empty square, 1 or 2 squares, but when they capture diagonally forward. And they can't move. So these 2 pawns on D4 and D5 are blocked. But if one moves alongside, this one can capture. One moves alongside, it can capture. So let's start again in a minute, but we need to look at the rest of the moves. So if I move 2 pawns like this and move 2 knights, how do bishops move, Yusuf?
The diagonal.
Bishops move.
Diagonal just
Nut,
on the
I
color.
hope you can come another time, Nut, and I'll see you later. But that would be nice if you could actually join in when we get started. I'll see you again. Sorry to see you leave, but it's great to see new people. I'll try and work with some of you if you're new to the game. So we'll get you to do a lot of work in a moment, speaking and playing. So I've got some people here who are ready for that. So bishop moves, Yusuf. What did we say? Let's move the bishop on F1 now. How can we move it?
Diagonally.
Diagonally, yes. This opening here is quite well known. Bishops move diagonally. So notice one of the bishops can never leave the white coloured squares or the light coloured squares, and the other can never leave the dark coloured squares. There's a special move in chess called castling. Who can describe it? I'm going to do it now for the white pieces. Maybe Furkan can tell me the language for this one. Can you try and give me the language for castling now?
Castling.
Yeah, white is going to castle. He's just about to castle. So tell me how to move the pieces.
Okay, king to G1 and rook to F1.
So yeah, I would say it generically. I would say that you can castle on both sides, but the king always moves 2 squares. So look at that one again. The king moved 2 squares. Usually it only moves 1, and it moves 2 squares, and the rook jumps 1 square over. Now, there are rules about castling. Castling is a good idea to make your king safe. The king on G1 is guarded now with 3 pawns in front of it. That's a good formation there because those pawns in front don't want to move away. Moving them up is crazy. So if we say we play some moves now, like this, if I start moving those pawns up, maybe I think that I will just charge up with a board like this. Very bad idea. If we do that, we want our king right over in the other corner, because we want to keep the pawns like this back a bit. This one square is okay, but keep them close to our king like this. Right, so bishops, queens. How do the queens move? They can move diagonally or
horizontally, vertically.
Yeah, they can move in any direction as far as they like. And then the rooks, can rooks move diagonally?
No.
No, they
Only
just
horizontally and
horizontally and vertically. So we can even get started, I think, and just see how it goes. So now I'll go back to the beginning. Now what I need now is to see who's here in the room. So Hermine, are you here?
yes.
Great. If you know a few moves, I think you should play the white pieces. Maybe Furkan should be on your team to help you, and the rest of us maybe take the blacks. So you can suggest your first move, and then Furkan will tell you what he thinks of it, and then you can have a kind of consensus. So let's see if you can actually instruct me your move, what move you will do. So to make a move on the chessboard, you have to just say which piece you're moving. So name the piece, and then tell me the square that you're going to move to. And to refer to the squares, use the letters and the numbers. So do you have any idea about how to start a game, Hermie? A general idea about what to do at the beginning?
Can I do that?
Start which house?
Well, you're on the black side with me, Yusuf, so maybe Furkan will have to take over. But Hermine, are you there? Lost you now. Maybe she's gone to get her notebook. Furkan, your move then.
Okay, d4.
d4, that must be a pawn. If you don't say the square, oh dear, we're losing people. Trying to get some people, but we'll get going now. I'm talking too much, aren't I? Let's see if we can keep some people here now. So Furkan's on his own. Now let's see who we've got to help us with the black side. So Mahmoud and Gabrielle, are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to take the black pieces. Suggest a move, please.
Okay, so probably d7 goes to d5.
Yeah, that's called a symmetrical defense. Hermine, thank you for coming back. It's good to see you back. So you're still with Fermin, with Furkin. I'm crossing you over, aren't I? Two players in one team. So
Can I suggest a movement?
now, Furkin, you know something about this position,
Yeah.
you think? Because
Queen
we've got
Gambit.
two pawns up, and we spoke about this quite a lot
Yeah.
before.
Pawn to c4.
Yeah, this is quite an interesting move, everybody, because the two pawns are blocking each other in the centre. Okay, well, it's great to have you back. I wanted you to stay. And I'd like you to see if you can understand what Furkin's move is about. So look, he's moving a pawn to c4. At first, it's difficult to understand. But later we can understand it. Now, it's all about the centre. And this black pawn on d5 is quite a strong pawn in the centre. We would like to exchange it. So we're trying to exchange it, take it off.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And if we do, then we have two pawns in the centre. So we are on the black team. Now what can we do next?
Catch it.
We can, well, we say two words we can say. We can say capture or take. Take is an informal move, or informal capture. Capture is a bit more formal, but not catch. We say capture or take. Take it off. Take it. Okay, shall we do that, everybody? What do you think? Shall we take that pawn? Why not?
d5 goes to
Yes.
c4.
If you don't, if they
Take the
don't,
pawn on c4. This will, yeah. What do you say about that, Hermine?
yes, I say if we don't, then if the black one will not, then the white one will.
Yeah, and this happened in one of our games, and later, well, it didn't work out very well. But we'll take it then and see what happens. It's called the Queen's Gambit. So we'll take that pawn off, and now, but you're actually on the white side, Hermine. Now look at your position
Okay.
now. Now see, look at the position. The position has changed. The pawn.
Is it also possible if we move e7 to e6?
We could have done that and held on to that centre, but we decided to capture instead. So now let's see what Hermine would think about this. Have a look at the position. We're a pawn down. But does it worry us? It shouldn't worry us too much, because look at how that pawn is well into our territory. And
Right,
when
okay.
a pawn comes into our territory, it might be possible to get it back soon. Let me ask you one question, Hermine. Can you see any of our pieces which might like to capture that pawn one day? Take it back soon.
I didn't get the question.
See the black pawn is on c4. Can you see the one I mean?
Yes. Okay.
Now, which
I
one of our
can-
pieces? Which one of our pieces might be the candidate for taking it back?
I would move my knight.
Which one?
How can I say B1? I don't know.
Yeah,
Up
the B1
to-
knight.
Yeah, B1 knight to A3.
Now let's have a look at this. I'm not going to play that because, well, it's not such a terrible idea, but generally we don't want to move knights onto the edge of the board because they get a bit stuck out of the way. We want all of the fighting to happen in the middle. So that's never played because of that. It's not so bad because maybe it will capture the C4 pawn. But
Then we can do it to
we can do something much better than that.
Okay, B1 to D2.
B1 to D2? Well, if we do that, that's not good because then we lose the central pawn for nothing, which is not such a clever idea. So, well, there are different.
Then the pawn.
You can move it to C3, that's okay. Or you can just play in the center. That's the logical move because then bishop on F1 is ready to capture the pawn. This pawn center is very strong. 2 pawns in the center. Look at it controls C5, D5, E5, F5, all of the pawns up there. So that's one good move. Or any of the knights out. Which is your favourite there, Furkan? What would you recommend?
Well, we should take control of the center.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very forceful and direct. Now look at White's position, strong in the centre. Black, we have to get some pieces out. So let me ask for a move from somebody. Let me say, Gabrielle, are you ready to suggest a move for us in black?
Okay, I'll move C8 to E6.
Yeah, that's protecting the pawn. That's interesting. That's interesting. No one ever does that, but why? Let's try it. Bishop's coming to E6 to protect that pawn. So we're guarding our pawn and looking after it. The downside is that it's a little bit clumsy because it's blocking our e-pawn and it could be in the way of those white pawns in the center. So I don't know if it's that good, but let's see. So let me ask, before Hermine says it, before Furkan gives a move, then Hermine, what do you think of this? Are you with us at the moment? Can you see what's going on here?
Yes, I'm here, but I'm lost somehow. Maybe I would move.
I think if you're lost, we have to think quite simply about things as much as possible because sometimes in chess it could be too complicated. So we have to try and just look at things simply. So what's going on here? Well, can you tell the story of that pawn on C4? Well,
C4.
Can we take it?
Yes. No, I wouldn't take it because
it's interesting taking it, but it's not good. Why?
Yeah, because he will take my bishop.
Yeah, and then we can try to get the bishop back like this. Doesn't quite work though. Look, it's check, and we can get the bishop back, but no, because look, after that we have to run away. So it doesn't work. So really, we can't take it now. So I see another better idea.
I would like to want a bishop by moving my pawn d4 to d5.
That looks really forceful, and yeah, take that. Look at that. That's going to. You know, actually, moving the pawn to d5 has its downsides, but I think it's got some advantages too. One disadvantage is it loses control of some squares. C5, D5, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think I like that. So, black, my team. Pablo, are you there with can you say anything about this position? Pablo's playing white actually, because look, he's suggesting white move. So it's down to you, Gabrielle. You're the only one playing black at the moment. Pablo, I think you should help out with black here because we need 2 players playing black. What do you think, Pablo? Are you on the mic? Don't have a mic. Oh dear. So Gabrielle.
Okay. mhm. I
There's one thing happening. You know what it is.
yes, yes.
And
So
how can you say
probably,
what's happening? If somebody said, what's happening here, and you tell them what's happening?
well, that now my bishop is in trouble.
Yeah, it is.
So if I move it, probably your bishop will catch on my pawn.
Yeah, so you have to really retreat it somewhere.
Yes. So I go back to. Well, I move my bishop to d7.
Yeah, not all the way back, really. It's not necessary to move all the way back, so we can just move one square back. Now, it looks like white has the upper hand here. If I say white has the edge, that means slight advantage. White has the edge, but I think he's got the upper hand a bit more than the edge here, because I see what's coming now. So I'm going to help the black players out a bit here. I won't help white anymore. That means playing with Furkan, and they've got some good play here. So, what are they going to do, I wonder?
I think we should take that pawn with our bishop.
Yes.
Looks good. So now, black team, if we bring out our knight to f6, it's going to be chased home straight away, look. So we're in a bit of a problem here. I need some help, black.
Okay, I'll move g8 to f6.
The problem with that, though, what happens if he just advances e5 and attacks? We have to go home again.
Sorry.
If we play that move, the knight to f6, then I'm worried about charge. These pawns are just forcing us back. You see the power?
It's going to be the same again.
So I don't want that move. The problem is we need to break these pawns up, attack those pawns somehow.
Yeah, maybe say c6.
C6 or e6, which is best?
Where maybe you can change, and you have a pawn.
Yes, we need to attack those pawns and try to change, don't we? Let's try that. So that looks good. I like that idea. Good idea. See how the powerful pawns in the center can be too powerful sometimes. That's one of the main aims of the Queen's Gambit. So I'm not going to help the white team because they have such a good position. They need to just get their pieces out and charge down the middle. But the black team hasn't even started, really. So, Hermine, what are you going to do?
Oh, I will take the pawn, of course. Otherwise, they will take mine.
Ah, you say take or they take, but well,
Maybe
what do you think, Furkan?
maybe we should move our knight to c3.
Yeah, that's a lot better because look, if we exchange, we don't have any pawns in the center really, just the one. But if we keep that pawn on d5 supported, it's a bit of a wedge. It pushes us back. So I like that move, knight c3. But yeah, so leave it for us to exchange. We will do the exchanging, but then you've got at least a bit of a forward. You've got some forward momentum. You've got more space.
Okay.
So how would you continue now, Hermine? What would you think now? Take with. You've got 3 possible recaptures. You can take with the bishop, with the knight, with the pawn.
I would do it with knight. No, sorry. I would do it with bishop.
And which would you do it with, Furkan?
It looks good.
Bishop? I would prefer the pawn actually because it stops
Yeah.
the knight coming out. But bishop looks good as well because the pawn's still good there. Okay, black. Who's on the black team? Have a suggestion.
Is
Pawn to e6.
no,
Watch out because
because
that bishop can.
b7.
Watch out for this though, because look, when he takes on b7,
Yeah.
he's going to take on a8, and he's going to get lots of valuable material. He will have what we call in chess a material advantage. So that's the big problem. So let's get the knight out.
Knight c6, yes.
Yeah, that's better. Hermine?
Yes.
Perkin?
I think it's turn off the other knights to f3.
That looks logical. Yes, looks logical. Now we can do lots of things here. Any suggestion?
e6 now.
E6 now. Okay, that's threatening to take the bishop. That would be good for us. So, are you going to castle next move, White?
No, not now.
Not now. There's no time for that. No.
We can take his knight.
Yeah, that's not so good though, really, because the bishop's a really stronger piece. So.
And it's an open position. Your bishops are good.
Yeah, keep it.
Open
It's a very
position.
good piece to keep. Keep it there because that bishop on the white squares can cause all sorts of damage later. It's in this kind of position which is not blocked. It's quite a bit better than this knight on c6. If you, for example, take here and this bishop takes here, and then maybe we swap the queens or something like this, then you'll find that our bishop starts to work quite strongly along this long diagonal. So you don't want to do that. So let's go back and play bishop b3. So black now can bring some pieces out. What should we do, black?
Probably the pawn to f7 to f5.
That is a bit suicidal, really, because really, you're weakening this diagonal through from b3 right the way through. You're breaking a possible formation for your king side.
Okay.
So that's really not good for us at all. Much better to get something out. So let's get the knight or bishop out, ready fighting. So where can we play? Bishop or knight? Well, let's just bring the knight out and see.
Yeah.
It's time to castle.
Maybe.
Is it time to castle, Hermine? Do you know how to castle now? Is it good? Looks okay.
Yeah.
Looks okay.
Why not?
It's always a good idea. It helps
Yes.
you get your team out of the fighting, and then also your rooks are coming into the middle. The rooks play in chess by coming through to the middle a bit later, like this. So black now needs to get the bishop somewhere.
Yes.
Where should we play the f8 bishop? We're barking mad. Tell me where to put this bishop on f8. It can go through different places.
d6. No.
d6 is really the only place it shouldn't go, because
e7. Yes, e7.
so e7 looks solid.
Maybe we can move our bishop to f4.
Okay. Now look, the white position is superior because he's got more space. The rooks are almost connected on the back line in the center, so we're really not too happy with black here, but we'll carry on, we'll fight on. Shall we castle ourselves? Yes, we need to castle that side.
Yeah.
It's not really easy to castle on the other side. We just want to get safe, really, before the white army just overruns us. They've got more space, the rooks are coming into the center. Have to be careful here, black. Hermine, any ideas for your next move?
What was the black's move? I don't know.
Castled. Look, you see,
Okay,
the king moves 2 squares and the rook jumps over. So you need your rooks in the center soon. The queen, it's interesting now what to do with the queen. Don't know what to do with the queen. You know, the queen doesn't like to really come out too much and fight when there are lots of things happening. But it doesn't want to be... it needs to move somewhere, though. So what do you think about the queen?
Well, we can... wouldn't like to move the queen for now, because
Okay, so you need a plan. If you're not going to move the queen, then how can you get the rooks into the centre? Rooks want to look down the middle of the board. Whoosh, straight down the middle. E1, D1, I think.
if I move the queen, then I would move from D1 up to D3.
D3 or... Now, look at the difference between the different places we can move the queen. I'll tell you something. If we move to one of these squares, D2 or D3, a rook might later be looking down at us because that's called an open file. The D file is an open file. So we might be in a fight later with a rook.
I think we should move our pawns.
Where should we put it, Furkan?
E5. No, our pawn.
Pawn to E5, that's another matter. That's quite dangerous as well, yes. But if we do move our queen, I think we want to keep it out the way of the enemy rooks. So he's going for E5 instead. That's aggressive. That's a problem. That's a problem. We've got our knight attacked. What can we do? I think we've got a problem here. Where shall we go with our knight? If we go here, we're going to lose a pawn for nothing. Like this. A pawn is going to be lost for nothing. So, I think we have to go... If we go to the edge of the board, we're going to be stuck on the edge. And that looks dangerous. So, shall we go back home? That looks a bit passive, but maybe we have to. Can we try this one, knight h5? Who thinks we can risk it? Shall we go for that one, or shall we run away?
Yes, that's much better, I think.
I'm a bit worried about it because knights on the edge like that can get lost. For example, he moves to e3, and then we do just a random move like this, and after this we've lost our knight. Although it does weaken his king. Well, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. So we'll play knight h5. Yeah, we'll have a go. See if we can rescue it somehow. Hermine, have you got an idea here? Your f4 bishop is attacked.
Oh, yes. I would move down e3.
Yeah, that's the logical way. If you move that bishop back to e3, it gives us a problem. We're left on the edge of the board. But if you for example, play queen d2, then we'll happily take that because that solves a few problems. So yeah, this is a better move. Bishop e3. Hey, now look, g4 is going to take our knight off for nothing. We need a retreat square. That's a problem. How can we make a retreat square, a bolt hole for us?
G6.
G6. We have to, don't we?
Yeah.
So white's in a very good position here. Yeah, Hermine and Furkan are winning, I think. But you know, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So let's see. We're not lost yet. We've got everything is on the board, and it's not too bad. Whites have a big space advantage. We've weakened the king side on the black position. I don't think I'm happy about black here. Can't see anything really good about black here. But maybe something will turn up.
Maybe we can move our pawn from g2 to g4.
Yeah, if you do it now, it's interesting. You can do it, but maybe you do. Do you want to do that? What do you think, Hermine? Is that worth it? You know, you're taking a bit of a risk. You're weakening your own king, but look, we're nowhere near your king now.
I wouldn't like to open our king for count.
No, I think maybe later. Maybe later that bishop on d7 could come on the white squares and bang, everything could come in. I kind of agree with you. I think you should carry on in the centre somewhere.
I would prefer Queen E2
Queen E2
and
looks
then
sensible. Queen E2 looks great
the
because
rocks
we know,
on the center.
I think so. I agree with that because the queen looks comfortable on E2. The rooks are connected, ready to occupy the center without facing. The queen is never going to be facing another rook at the moment. In fact, it's not going to be picking a fight with anything. It's just going to be helping the white position. So white's really comfortable and looking good. Who's on the black team for a move here? I don't want to move my knight back yet. Let's not move it back until it's forced back. Keep it there.
What team I am? Am I?
You're black.
Your other knight to A5.
That's interesting. If we put both of the knights on the edge, well, that is interesting because he's going to try and keep that bishop, and then both of our knights are on the edge. Our king's a bit weak. I don't like that, but is there a point to it? Do you have anything in mind? Any other ideas for black?
Rook C8? No.
Rook C8 looks quite normal, doesn't it? Normal, but
Queen C7.
Queen C7?
I don't like because the rook in C1.
Yeah, I don't like that queen facing rooks. No. What about the queen over here? Is the queen on A5 okay? We're actually going to take on E5 if we can. If we get the
attack. Yeah.
We might be able to. Hey, that looks interesting. We're fighting back a bit. Yeah, let's go for that because we're going to take the pawn on E5, and then who knows, if things settle down, we might even win in it. Maybe the boot's on the other foot now. Maybe we're turning the tables. Hermine, can you see the pawn on E5 is under attack now?
No, not really.
Well, look, you see the E5 pawn?
Yes, it is.
We have a knight attacking it and a queen attacking it. You have a knight defending it, but your queen is not directly defending it. You need to move that bishop out the way somewhere.
Bishop to G5.
That bishop G5 move, I like that. That's a nice idea. Except if we exchange bishops.
But still, it will.
The problem with that is if we exchange bishops, then you've lost your defender. So maybe you need that pawn on E5. So why don't you play it a bit further?
No.
Maybe. What happens if you play it to G5 and we exchange and then try and swap everything and just to end up with more pawns and a safe position? I think that pawn on E5 is too valuable. You need to.
I had another idea.
What's your other idea?
I would love to move my rook from A to D1.
Oh, sneaky. Sneaky, yes. Sneaky. I see. I like that. You know, we might think, haha, got you. Got you. And then it looks like that's great. We've got that central pawn off. Then yes, nice move. But we're not going to take it then. We're not going to take it. We've got the D7 square problem.
Rook F, DH, D8.
Say again.
Rook F, D8.
Logical, yes, I like that one because we could choose to move the other rook and think that this rook on F8 is a good defender, or we could be brave and say we will just try and put both of the rooks on those open lines over there and hope that he doesn't checkmate us. This is getting to be a really good game. Okay, now we are really threatening. We are threatening the E5 pawn really now.
Forgotten. What shall I do? Yeah.
So you need to. You can't lose that pawn on e5, can you? That's too valuable.
Yes. We can.
Looks like you've got to move the bishop on e3.
Yeah, it blocks us.
Where does it go? h6 or back to c1? Back to d2 even?
h6.
h6 looks like it might help checkmate the king later. That would be nice. Get a queen on g7. Get that knight away somewhere and then just move the queen. It's taking a while though. So, well, we've got one sleeping piece that isn't in the game yet. Every piece is in the game except one. So why don't we get the other one playing? Let's do that. Rook c8. Everything is playing now. The whole game is afoot. We've got a brilliant game here. I think our king is in a bit of trouble, but it looks okay at the moment. I can't see how white can come in there.
Maybe we should move our rook to.
Rook to where?
Not that one. No.
Not d1.
F1.
F1 to e2, like.
Yeah. Extra support.
Yeah, that looks central and solid, doesn't it? So, where's our play coming from? We could advance on the queen side, maybe. It seems like we're not ready for b5. We need to prepare it. That would be quite a nice advance if we could do that. But so let's prepare it. Normal way is this. It takes a little time, but it gets going in the end. Maybe we have more time than we think. But I see that the white army might be heading off towards our king soon. Hermine, any plan, any idea?
I think we must open.
Maybe a2 to a4.
a2 to a4. It's a bit of a nothing move, isn't it? What's the point of that?
No, to block your move.
Yeah, well. Do you like this a2 to a4? Oh, sorry, to a4. Yes, that's a typical way of blocking that move. Yes, yes, I see. a2 to a4. Interesting. It blocks that pawn advance. This is getting a bit technical now. I really don't know what the plan is now for black. Everything's balanced, isn't it? I can't see what to do. Although the a2 to a4 gives us a little square here. Is that good to take that square like that?
Maybe with queen and then fight by f4.
Yeah, why not? Queen to b4. That looks nice because the queen can then even move across to. I don't know. The queen looks like it could cause some damage, maybe. Yeah, I like that. That's a nice move. Just take the bishop on b3 next. Are you going to allow us to capture that bishop on b3? Is the dog to play?
I would move my queen from e2 up to c2.
Yeah, then the queen is looking at our rook on c8 a bit later, and you might get into trouble. But what do you think, Furkan? Do you think you should leave the queen on e2, retreat the bishop, or should you move the...
Yeah, if we move queen, then it would be like blocked.
Yeah, also, if you put the queen there, then the queen has to stay there.
Yes,
it's facing that rook on c8, so it's not good. So better to go back with that bishop like this, because that keeps a bit of freedom. And at the moment, it's not possible to capture there. So that's still balanced now. Later, you can move into the position, maybe knight on e4 or something. Anyway, black to play here, and we're nearly out of time. We've got 5 minutes, so let's speed up. Black. What's the black move? This is too much of a good game. You know, some of the games in the previous classes we've been playing much worse than this and been wiped out in 10 moves.
Knight A5.
Knight to A5. That is interesting. Like that, Knight A5. That is interesting. I don't understand it, but what's the point of it? Can you explain it to me?
Attack to A4. Open the columns.
Yeah, we're really starting to attack on the queen side. Look, yeah, that's good. It's good. It's really interesting that we started off losing, but maybe we're not so bad now. Maybe the black team is doing very well now. I don't know. The
can we move our rook to D4?
Yes, you can. That's causing a lot of trouble. That's stirring things up. That is stirring things. Hey, that is interesting. Let's run with the queen. Better go back. Maybe there. That is interesting.
And our bishop to E4, E3.
Oh, hey, don't like that bishop looking at my queen. Yeah. See, the rook on D4 is going to have a free move. It can jump on anything, like D7. So we better counter that diagonal.
Oh.
Wow, what a game. This is the best game we've had so far.
Okay, I found something. Rook to D6.
Whoa, look at that tactic.
Queen A7.
Yeah, we have to keep running because we can't take it.
Yeah.
That was smart. I like that. This is really hotting up. This is the great thing about chess. You keep a kind of balance. You think it's getting boring, and then suddenly, bang, everything starts to explode. Looks like it's doing that. I have no idea what's going on. Still can't take that rook. Look, what are you going to do with this? Wow.
We can move. Oh no.
I see a good idea for you, but I shouldn't really be helping whites. But look at this. Don't you think this looks strong?
Yeah.
I think that looks pretty strong. We can't take the D6 rook. The D7 square is attacked.
Yeah.
It's all starting to pile up on us. I really don't know. It looks like white is winning again. Well, that D7 bishop is just under attack now. And we can't move it either.
B6 maybe.
B6 is a possible move, isn't it? Yeah, and interestingly, it breaks the pin as well. So the bishop is back in the game. Wow, this is getting a bit hot now. So now our bishop is free to capture on D6 too.
Yeah, but we have to take that bishop.
You do. It's logical. So we can recapture it two ways. Which way's best? I think with a pawn might be safest because I don't like weakening our back rank, so that looks safest. But look at that piling up down the d file. Looks phenomenal. Maybe you can add your queen into this d file.
Yeah, I would move my
You can add your queen into the d file like this.
I would move.
And we're really in a bad way now.
Or maybe knight e4, knight c4.
Knight where?
Okay, no, for white, but no.
It's black's move. We need to defend. Actually, he's just going to take on d7, and that's winning the game. So we've only got one move, I think, but it doesn't seem to work out very well. It looks like we're busted here. That's the only move.
The only, yeah.
But look, that d file play. All he has to do is attack that d7 square somehow, or even go over to the king. And look, what about this? The bishop's completely pinned. Just play this, move the knight to g5, and game over, isn't it? Everything's splattered. So h7's going to fall. The whole position on the d file is completely collapsed. Suddenly, it's all gone wrong. We must have done something. We must have made a big mistake somewhere back there, but we've lost now. White, brilliant game. That was a great game because it looked good for me. It looked like it was balanced for a long time, but then suddenly a big powerful play. Again, I think the problem is that when one team gets a big advantage in space, it can often go badly for the other team. You get more space and then you can start kicking people. That's what's happened again. That's game to white, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it is.
I think the problem is when you move the bishop to c5 and the black casillas. How do you say casillas?
Yeah, but I think it may have gone wrong before that. It may have gone wrong before that because we had to do something with that. We had another problem if we didn't. And well, it's all there to look at, and I'll have a look at that later. That was the best game that we've had, really, because we had some really one-sided affairs where somebody's been bashed quickly. But this was quite interesting for me. I like that. It's a great game. Thanks a lot, and I hope you can come back. Hermine, thanks for coming to the chess.
Thank you very much. I like playing chess, but I don't play well. So thanks for.
You had some great ideas, and it was good to have you here.
Yeah.
Well, we can say I think we can say that's game to white. Well played. Okay, see you later then.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.